Don't know how interesting this video is going to be because I feel like it's just mostly me not being able to decide what I want. Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be filling out the February decorative spread in my reading journal. And I grabbed this scrapbook paper from Hobby Lobby the last time I was there and thought that this would be perfect for a February spread. And so I grabbed it. So I think we're gonna kind of go with this vibe, like the rich deep pinks and the flowers. I grabbed these, and then I grabbed some washi tapes that I felt, which I mean I already had these, but I grabbed some washi tapes that I felt kind of went with the vibe. And I also grabbed this from Hobby Lobby. So it's a moody floral sticker pack. So it's just, again, got those kind of like richer tones. It's got some of the gold foil on it. So I might use something out of here. And I also grabbed just some like small scrapbook pieces that kind of had the same kind of color schemes going on. So I don't know if I want to do like solid on one side and then partly on the other side. If I like kind of did a cut and paste number, I could do solid on both sides and then maybe do like a different piece of scrapbook for like a center or like somewhere to put the book covers. That's not too like busy. Something that would kind of separate that. And I've used up all of my like tape roll, my roll kind of tape. So I'm gonna have to use glue sticks for this, and I hate that because I feel like it's gonna come out some of the things, the heavier things. So I do have my hot glue gun hot so that I might need to reinforce something. Okay, so I could either do down the middle here and do washi like that. I actually think I like it like this though. I think I might do it like that. I'm gonna go ahead and cut. I think that's gonna be too much, but I don't want to like undercut it. Oh, that's actually not that bad. Okay, I'm gonna line it up right here. And then that's gonna put the seam right in there. Okay, perfect. So I think I'm mostly gonna go in with this, but I may come back in and just dab some hot glue on the edges to make sure it stays in there. Oh shit, that's what I was hoping wouldn't happen. I just stuck that straight through there. Oh shit, I did it again. You know what? Fuck it. Let's cut that seam right there. Unfortunately, I think I'm gonna have to come in with some hot glue and just maybe try to really press it so it doesn't get too thick. Now this book's not gonna close by the time I'm done with it. Okay, so here we go. There's that. And I do have this left over that I feel like I could piece in here. So here we are. First, I think I'm going to try to figure out where I'm going to put the February sticker. I need to figure out what I'm going to put it on and then where I'm going to put it. So this will work. That's a tight fit on there. Please, sweet baby Jesus, let me put that on straight. Okay, well, good enough. I'll just have to cut the wire off a little bit, but not a big deal. Okay, here we go. Here's this. And I think I might want it centered and like have some stuff kind of coming out from that. So I need something like this, but plain but more brown. Does that make sense? I like this color. So I think I might cut this out. I don't have to be super careful with it because I'm not going to keep this whole thing. So I don't know if I want to keep just the square or if I want to try to like carefully cut out around that. Oh, I just cut 2 of those. Oops. I thought it felt a little weird. Anyways, let me. Okay, that's enough to decide if I like. Oh, I like it. Okay, so give me a minute. I'm gonna cut this and I'll be right back. I think that looks so good. Okay, now, like I said, I kind of wanted to have stuff kind of look like it was popping out from behind it. So I was thinking flowers, but I don't necessarily want like a ton of the paper flowers because these are a little thick and it is going to kind of create an issue trying to write. If I do too much, I think a little bit would be fine, but I definitely don't want it to be too much. But I wonder if I have another sticker book with bigger, like something like this, but bigger. Because the only thing is that these are a little small. Also, like, can y'all see my hand shaking? Okay, so I think I pulled out a few things that could work. The first one is this Erin Condren sticker book. I have a couple of these that have the gold foil, and then I have a couple of these in the back too, but they have the silver foil. So I could use the ones that don't or put the silver up under it. But I was kind of thinking these I could put around like the behind, coming out from behind the February, because I don't know, I just feel like maybe it just needs a little bit of something coming out from behind there. I think what I might do is just dab of the hot glue in the center. That way I can lift up the edges. Put the green back behind there. I don't want to see the green. I also don't love it coming over on this side either. I could just move it over. Like that. Okay. I don't love it, but I don't hate it either, so I guess that's fine. Lay that down a little better. kind of just hit the edges a little bit. Okay, and I glued that to where it's got a gap. Please don't rip. I mean, I know you're ripping, but don't actually like rip through where you can see it. Okay. Okay. Glue down now. I don't hate it. It's not quite what I had in mind, but it'll be okay. Then let's do maybe one on top, one on bottom. I'm trying to make them a little bit more flat by kind of squishing them down a little bit. Get it good and glued. And then I'll do a lighter color at the top. I don't think I need to leave that one. Okay, good. I love that. Now I need something for the center, and I think that will also kind of, but I feel like I need to continue this layering kind of thing. So what if I had something like this? It needs to be smaller. Something like that. Yeah, we'll just layer that in. Okay. And then a couple of like pressed flowers kind of deal. Wow, that one's really not flat. Ugh. So, I don't know, I'm kind of wondering if I could tear one of these apart and do like the petals, not just the whole flower. Well, look to myself. Yeah, something like that. And just put these randomly all over the page. Those do blend in a little bit, but I'm gonna do other colors too. So I like that that gives the texture without it being too thick. These are like pushing it. That one's more obvious that it ripped. Something like that. Don't know how interesting this video is going to be because I feel like it's just mostly me not being able to decide what I want. Story of my life. Yeah, I think this one kind of goes with the vibe a little bit. Kind of helps to keep that layer look going. Let's try and find something else like that. I need some more pink, fairy, flowery vibes. I really wanted more flowers so that I could like make the flowers kind of be coming up off the page. Not these kind of flowers, but like flower stickers. But I just feel like once I'm looking at these, they don't look like they, like this one maybe. This one's the right color. It's just gonna fade into the background here though. Overlap it right here. Okay, I think though once I put the book covers in there, that will look fine. What do you guys think? Okay, so let's flip through the like individual book spreads. So again, you might not want to look too closely if you don't want spoilers for the book. Sometimes I give them, sometimes I don't. But this was the spread that I did for How to Defeat a Demon King in 10 Easy Steps. This is the one that I read for the Book Bachelor Challenge. That was our Galentine's collaboration between me and Alana. And I technically read it in January so that I could have the video ready to upload when I needed it to, but I counted it for February. So I kind of put it in between the 2 months. I read The Great Hunt, which was the second book in the Wheel of Time series. I still need to print book covers for all of these pages, and sometimes I left room for them and sometimes I didn't. So, in this one, the quote that I pulled out was, "Twice and twice shall he be marked, twice to live and twice to die. Once the heron to set his path, twice the heron to name him true. Once the dragon for remembrance lost, twice the dragon for the price he must pay." I try to pull a quote out of every book just to kind of, like my favorite quote from the book or a meaningful quote from the book, something like that. Next up, I did Priory of the Orange Tree, and it was hard for me to kind of pull my vision together with this one because I obviously had to use materials that I already had. So I wanted the dragon, I wanted an orange tree. The only kind of tree I had was this one. I don't even know what this is. But I did find some orange stickers. There's two like stones that are important in the story, and then there's a lot of warrior women. So I tried to I found this like more feminine armor, and so I put that on there. The quote that I picked for this one was, "Just because something has always been done does not mean that it ought to be done." And then for my Valentine's vlog, I just kind of did like a memory of the video that I did more so than individual spreads for all of these short stories because they were not that good, to be honest. So I had the 6 short stories down here. This is a slide that I did for the video. And then I put my thumbnail picture up here and just kind of decorated it. I like how this turned out. It's pretty. The Last Wish, this was our book club book. I pulled out the quote, "People like to invent monsters and monstrosities, then they seem less monstrous themselves." So, again, I didn't have a lot of stuff to do, like the kind of spread that I wanted to, and also just didn't have the time to sit down and track stuff down that I wanted to. The Secret of Secrets, I kind of wanted it to look like top secret, like stuff that was around here. The quote that I pulled out was, "Far too many fear death and regard it as the worst disaster that can befall them. They know nothing of what they speak." Starsight, I'm realizing I didn't pull out a quote, so my bad. So I need to go back and find a quote for Starsight and put that in there. Nevermore, the supernatural one, I kind of wanted it to be the same vibe, especially in season 1 where they're going through their dad's journal a lot, and it's kind of got all the stuff gathered up together. I did a picture of Edgar Allan Poe and the Poe Cottage, and of course, I had to put in Dean and Baby. And then I'll put the book cover right here. And the next time Ash needs a favor, he can go bite me. That's a quote from Dean, obviously. 9 goblins. So I found these goblin stickers in this sticker book, and I was just like, I gotta find 9 of them. And I did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. Technically one of them's supposed to be a girl. At least one of them's supposed to be a girl, but that has the longest hair. That's a girl. Maybe. I don't know. And I also like wish that I had thought more ahead and had printed out a little tiny like teddy bear and a little kitten, because those are important in the to different goblins in the story. The quote that I pulled out from this one was, traveling through thick woods with a troop of goblins is not unlike a nature hike with a group of grumpy toddlers with weapons. And that's just why I love T. Kingfisher, because that quote is pure gold. All right, so anyways, that is it. That's my February spreads. Okay, so I found a couple more stickers to put on there. And I just stuck a little bit of washi in this empty space right here. And then I had this one little square of this paper left. And so I cut out this flower. And I think I'm going to put it here so that it kind of gives it a little bit of a 3D effect. Okay, so the only thing that I didn't do was I didn't think to leave myself a spot where I could put my campaign. So I think what I'll do, yeah, I think what I'll do then is I'll kind of try to put a little extra pocket down here. Okay, so I got that. I think I might stick this here somewhere. Yeah. Okay. It kind of blends in, but it gives it a little bit more visual texture. And so I think I'll just put it right here. Let me straighten that up a little. I think I made it worse. There. And I think my eyes are crooked or something. Okay. So yeah, I think I'll just put it right there so that it's even more like layered in here. So to make a pocket, I'm just going to take my hot glue and go around the edge. This is a low temp glue gun, so it will not take my hide off and mess up and touch it. But anyways, okay, so there, that puts it just a little teensy tiny pocket. That's a little too okay, there we go. Okay, so now I think that's where I want it. I'm gonna try to make this look a little bit more 3D. So I'm gonna kind of separate the petals a little bit where I can. That's glued down. Just, you know, I don't want to stick it out too far, but just a little bit. All right, so now I think it's done. And then I'll put my book covers here, and it will kind of tie, I think it will tie this scrapbook element in a little bit better. So yeah, there you have it. Hopefully, you guys like it. I do. It's what I envisioned, but not exactly what I envisioned. And I like it. I like the petals, as well as the flowers. So there it is. We'll do one last little flip through of my February reading. And so here is where we will do March, which hopefully I will get to pretty soon. I have a few more days of reading left. I have a few more books I need to finish. So hopefully I can get those done and get my individual spreads finished. And then we'll do this one together. So hopefully I will see you in that video or another one soon. Bye, guys.